Independent.
Unsigned artists.
Entrepreneurs.
Real people.
This your boy, BMIKEROB.
This your girl, DESI.
If you stay ready, you never have to get, never have to get, never have to get.
It's a dangerous
What's good? It's your boy, Big Mike, a.k.a. BMIKEROB.
It's your girl, DESI, and we back in the building.
We are definitely back in the building, Des. Can you believe that?
10 years later.
You know, and I want to, well, first of all, I want to welcome everybody here to the Stay Ready Show, because what happens over here is that, you know, our motto is if you stay ready,
You never have to get ready.
So aside from that, Des, how have you been?
You know what? God is good. We're still here.
All the time.
Let me tell you something. I was looking at some old clips, which we will put later on, and we have not aged not one bit.
You know, I'm going to honestly say that I haven't really aged. I blew up a little bit, and I've been eating good. Y'all got to understand, I've been eating good.
Doing good.
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good.
We're doing lobster now. Lobster and steak, baby. That's what we doing.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is. We started out with some black eyed peas and cornbread, but we good. We good.
That is, so if the people don't know, we were the pioneers of this whole podcast thing.
That's right.
But initially back then, it wasn't podcasts.
No, and it wasn't. And also, I want to shout out RMC Studios, because RMC Studios gave us our first start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that was, you know, and hey, you know, rest in peace, John. Man, he was an awesome guy. He's the one that pretty much, you know, when people say who put you on, they put us on. You know what I mean? And shout out to Felicia.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Felicia. We ain't gonna say bye, Felicia, but hey, Felicia.
Also, I mean, where did we start though? Where did we meet?
You know, we met at RMC, right? We met at RMC,
Studios.
And then from there, I think it was like almost 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And when we met, you know, it was like you wanted to get into radio, but you were kind of nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, you can do this.
Yes. Okay. So initially, how I even started my whole little radio personality thing was I was brought on as a guest.
Yes.
And I was brought on as a guest to be a taboo killer. Mm-hmm. Taboo killer was born, y'all. What was a taboo killer, though?
Yeah.
I was supposed to have a section that was called Pillow Talk with Desi Des.
Yeah, but it was about sex.
I mean, sexual
health.
Health and wellness, honey.
Okay.
I am a taboo killer. I kills the taboo.
Most definitely.
But that was the reason we met, and then from there we discovered our love for music.
Yes, most definitely, yeah. And then from there, I was like, you know what, we should start a show.
Yeah.
Start our own show. And again, it birthed right there, and then we started doing a lot of different things. We had a whole crew. Shout out to the Sanders brothers. Shout out to Don Digital. Man, we have been through this.
So shout outs to That's What's Up Radio Show. That's who
Most
got us
definitely
our start.
That's got us our start.
Shout outs to G.
Yeah.
And Sarge.
Most definitely.
You know, they got us in there.
They got us in there. They definitely got us in the door.
Yeah.
And we took it up from there.
So that's what happened, y'all. So back in the days, it wasn't a podcast. It was a whole radio show.
It was a radio show.
But the way that we had it designed, it was like we were setting it up for a podcast later on in life by editing.
Most definitely, because we did. We edited our own shows. They filmed it, we edited it, and we started to bring on different artists. And it was so many different celebrities, you guys, that you guys know today that started on our show. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's even like...
was the Curly Fries.
Curly Fries. Shout out to Danny Lay.
Danny Lay. Shout out to Danny Lay.
Also, let's not forget... Michael, he's on Power as Tariq.
Tariq, yes.
Tariq started. Who else?
We had Day 26.
Day 26 was on there. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of people that we had on there. You know, shout out to DJ Quick. Shout out to High C. Shout out to Bobcat.
Battlecat.
You know, they all came through as well.
Yo, that was
That was awesome, right?
That was the show.
That was a big show.
The West Coast show was on the map, and that's what we're trying to do with our podcast now, right?
Most definitely. Well, now we're giving more opportunities when it comes to not only just artists. Yes. We're giving opportunities to entrepreneurs, business owners, community leaders, you know, things of that nature. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give them a platform to be able to showcase who they are, also making sure that they get the business.
Yeah. Absolutely. LA is one of the best cities to live in. LA is where the stars are born.
That's where the stars are at too.
Exactly. So it's amazing. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a community leader, if you are an independent artist, this is the platform for you because we are highlighting who you are.
That's right. That's right.
LA. We putting LA in the map, y'all.
We
don't have
we
a
have
podcast
been
in LA.
have
We
been a
need LA.
staple for LA as well.
Yes.
We have been one of the staples for LA. But aside from that, Des, what else have been going on with you? Because let's go ahead and let's give them a quick bio of us, a little synopsis, of who we are as not only radio hosts but outside of this.
Yeah. So initially my love for music started when I was a kid. Everyone's like, how did you get involved with knowing all the genres of music, knowing R&B and hip hop, especially that I come from a Latin background, right? Because it's really hard when you are here from two different migrant parents, you think that you're born in a Latin household, but the way that my mom, she was such an influence. Shout outs to my beautiful mama. I love you. When she came out here from El Salvador, all that I would listen in the crib was Sade, Motown, Earth, Wind, and Fire. This lady did not know a lick of English, but she knew every single R&B hit. I thought Sade was my auntie because we light skin with long hair. You know what I'm saying? I thought Auntie Sade, and I realized she wasn't my auntie. So then I was like, okay, cool. But so my influence started from a very young age.
Most definitely.
I learned how to play the piano when I was a baby. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
I lost it though, y'all. I lost it. They say when you a baby, you learn.
Well, you learn a lot.
Instruments, right? So that's where my love for music started. And then it just, God has been such a great God that he has put me in positions to be able to just fall in love with music. And
most definitely.
This is where I'm at. And I've been, okay, so what I've been doing, I was shout outs to another podcast that, my boys, Risk It All podcast, Sherwin Ray and Patrick Neal. They are amazing comedians.
Sherwin is basically a comedian. He's a big comedian out there.
He is. Y'all,
Sherwin is like the Indian. Is he Indian?
He is. He's Iranian. Don't kill me, Sherwin. Iranian or
okay.
from Iraq. Either way.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. But his personality though just goes hand in hand with it with who he is as a comedian.
It's hard. It's hard being a comedian,
yes,
and just trying to even just the talent of being able to make people laugh.
Yes.
Just like somebody making music, just to be able to change it from being sad to happy.
That's
right?
true
That's
too.
the influences, and that's what I've been doing. Just perfecting my craft.
Okay.
Loving on myself.
That's nothing wrong with that.
What about you? Now I know you've been doing some big things. I see you on FM8, no, I'm not, but I do see you on all. I see you doing big things. So talk to me about how you what happened after, we gonna say we took a little break, or we were just evolving our brand, working on our brand, but you kept going.
Almost definitely.
And I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate you. Well, a little bit, I'm not gonna go too far, but a little bit about me. Man, after the Stay Ready Radio, it, opened up a lot of doors, and me being an entrepreneur and not taking no for an answer and learning what a 30-second elevator pitch is. Those of you out there that don't understand that, you have to have. That's one of the most uncomfortable places to be in this, especially if you're in the entertainment industry. Yeah. Is an elevator. Yeah. So if you can get an elevator, I call it an elevator pitch, but if you can pitch yourself within 30 seconds, that's pretty much like an elevator ride. You got 30 to 45 seconds, and if you can pitch yourself, then because one thing about me is once I get on the elevator, everybody knows me by the time I get off the elevator, and most of the time they're laughing.
Yeah.
So
that's what pushes us, to open up the box to be able to get to know other people. And
most definitely.
And you never know.
We are in the people business.
You don't know who's in the elevator. First of all, we in LA. We in LA.
You never know.
And the way that certain individuals look nowadays, you would never think that they were actors. It's a very, I feel that I've came across a lot of humble individuals that when you see in the elevator, you're like, okay, so let me ask you this. I'm in the elevator. I'm Shakira.
Most definitely.
All right. How do you pitch it to me?
So basically I would come in the elevator. First off, I would look at you and say, hi, how you doing?
Hello.
And you would blink your eyes, and I would be like, oh, you're beautiful today. Look at you. I see you.
Gracias.
You go, girl. Okay. So what do you do?
I'm a singer.
You're a singer? Okay. That's great. I'm in the entertainment industry as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I do a little couple things. You have social media?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's go ahead and switch social media and maybe you can kind of, because that's the new bios nowadays. So maybe you can kind of check out what I do and we can go from there.
Oh, perfect.
Most
Okay.
definitely, most definitely. And by the way, I do a lot of different things in the entertainment industry when it comes to artists as well as developing them as well. So
Oh, okay. Who have you worked with?
I don't know because you really don't speak Spanish like that, so I don't know.
I love it though.
No,
but that's the pitch.
Most definitely, that's pretty much sometimes that's how it goes, but it's just different. It's depending on the atmosphere. But yeah,
You got to read the room. You also got to be. You got to read.
I'm a
the
firm
room.
believer. If you go in the room and you know everybody, you're in the wrong room.
Right. Okay.
So that's what it is. But from there, again, to add to that, from there, I started developing artists. I was running the West Coast for 106 in Park, Wild Out Wednesdays, and Freestyle Fridays on BET.
Hey,
shout out to
to
BET. Mm-hmm. That's coming up soon too.
Hey.
Also, then from there, I was one of the scouts for America's Got Talent. So You Think You Can Dance?
Wait a minute. Can we dance though, Mike?
Oh, always. Don't let I keep telling people this is a big body Escalade. Don't get fooled.
No, I've seen you rock some crowds. Okay,
and then I got into from there I got into hosting, and then I was on. Shout out to Yo Yo. They got me on Love and Hip Hop season 5. I was on there for a while.
I sure did see you with my popcorn.
Yeah, and then I've just been doing a lot of events, and my main love is the youth. And so I've been doing a lot of youth events and stuff like that.
I love that.
And that's just what it is.
So that shows your heart. That shows where your passion lies.
I love it. And I think that's what keeps me young inside and heart. And that's what keeps me moving every day. Because, a person at my age, sometimes they don't even want to move.
Your age, stop playing. I was about to say, girl, stop playing.
I'm young.
Yes, you is.
At heart.
Yeah.
I'm young at heart. But I'm young. I'm young. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
But
I see the love of how the kids, even from when the first time I met you,
yes.
and your passion has always been developing these kids. And these kids follow you. They look at you as a mentor.
And you know what? And I'm glad, because the main thing is that if I can get a kid to smile and be comfortable and be happy when it comes to, no matter what they're doing, I always try to tell them, no matter what you do, if you have 3 things that you follow, which is God, family, and education, you'll be successful no matter what you do in life. And I always preach that to the kids. And it's crazy because sometimes kids don't want to feel like they're preached to.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that if let's say I'm at a school, for instance, and if I'm at a school, 9 times out of 10, I'll go into my speech about who I am, and they're just sitting there, and then I'll say, and there's 3 things that I want you guys to always remember to be successful no matter what you do in life, and that's God, family, and education. I'll still continue on into my intro and stuff, and then I'll call somebody out, and I'll say, this is where I pay you to pay attention. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you $50 or $100. Mm-hmm. Now all the kids' ears, their antennas are up.
They're perked, yeah.
So I say, I'm going to give you $50 to $100 if you can tell me the 3 things that I said that started and changed my life. And 9 times out of 10, they don't know it, because I try to tell them, I'm paying you to pay attention. This is what happens in life. If you're going in life and if you pay attention, that's how you start to get paid. Mm. So mm-hmm. I tend to, put that in there. Mm-hmm. Now, 95% of those kids are putting it in their phones, God, family, education. Mm-hmm. Because mm-hmm. I say, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'll call somebody later since you guys didn't know it this time. Yeah. Now they're like, everybody's thinking about that $100 or that $50.
Right.
So that's how I get them to, and I never end up giving it away sometimes because of the fact that they never get it, but they always come at me at the end and say, are you going to do that God, family, education? I'll be like, no, you already know it.
See, you already know it. God,
exactly.
family, and education. And that is such a great just to go by, just a soul statement. So how did even that come about?
Well, that came about when,
because you've been through, you've had to.
I've been through a trials and tribulations in life, and I continue to go through them, and I try to tell everybody, life is always about a choice. It's your choice, that you make in life. And as far as how I came about the God, family, education is, I woke up one day and I'm like, that's what I followed. Yeah. It's like, first thing I say is, thank you, God, for waking me up.
Yeah, it's gratitude.
And then I, pretty much reach out to the family or
Because the
tend to the
family's right
family.
next to us, right?
That's right. And then, and I'm always out in the streets, so I educate myself.
You are learning. Let me tell you, you done
You're
put
learning
on
every
a
day.
few independent artists out here
Most definitely.
just by the knowledge that you know.
And that's how God Family Education come up, and from there, that's just, I live my life that way. And some